A very warm welcome. You're watching News 9 Live, and our focus is yet again on the upcoming and crucial Karnataka Assembly polls 2023. So much has already happened. Take a look at this. Ahead of the Assembly polls in the state, Congress reportedly had approached 3 BJP ministers and had planned to welcome them in the party in the next few days. But the plan was foiled after the ruling party came to know about it and well pacified the ministers. This, according to TV9 Kannada, our sister organization. Now, according to the report, 3 ministers belonging to a dominant community had planned to switch parties just before the polls and were reportedly in touch with the Congress leaders as well. But when the BJP High Command got a whiff of it, they held talks with the concerned ministers and pacified them. The BJP High Command had sought to know the reasons why they were planning to switch parties and pacified them to continue to stay in the party. And after the meeting, those with the BJP High Command, the said leaders, ministers of the ruling government, told the Congress party and leaders about their inability to join the party. Varghese Abraham, my colleague, joins us in the studio, but our voice on the ground, Mohammad Wajiullah, is in Bengaluru. Let's quickly cut across to him and understand what's really happening. Mohammad Wajiullah, give us a sense of what you're learning, what you're picking up from the sources on the ground. It's not a setback per se, but 3 big BJP ministers seems like a big checkmate for DK Shivakumar, who's already been on this process of bringing back those leaders from the JDS and from the BJP back into the Congress.
Well, just yesterday, after the announcement of the Election Commission on the dates, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai had alleged that DK Shivkumar is approaching close to 100 of the BJP leaders and is trying to poach them into the Congress. So after that allegation, this is what has come out, and this is the network exclusive that we are going to share with our viewers right now. Close to 3 MLAs were approached by DK Shivkumar, and these people are from the Mysore Mandya region, the old Mysore region, which is one of the strongest hold of the JDS, and there were BJP leaders who were elected from the BJP over there, and these 3 leaders were approached by the Congress, especially to join their fold. One of them is Narayan Gowda, is what we've been told. The other 2 names have not been disclosed by the party. These 3 leaders had approached the Congress for a ticket as they felt that they were being ignored by the BJP. And after the party high command got to know about this, Amit Shah immediately called for the meeting and spoke to these MLAs, pacified them and offered them whatever that they wanted, and also assured them that their queries or their problems will be looked after by the BJP and they don't need to shift from the BJP. But this is not the only thing that's happening. A week back, we had also seen how 3 MLCs from the Shimuga and Raibennur region had also alleged that they are not happy in the BJP and they want to shift to the Congress. So this is something that's happening. The ministers are jumping flock. You've already seen high altitude campaigning going on from both the political parties, and the result of this is that the leaders who are not getting tickets from one particular party are ready to jump their ship. As of now, instead of jumping later on, it could be a defection later on. But right now, they're trying to stumble everywhere, wherever they can get a ticket. So this is the situation as of now. Congress is coming out to be the likely party where the leaders are jumping. We've already seen H. Vishwanath from the JDS, who's one of the strongest leader shift party. We've also heard a close aide of Basavaraj Bommai has also joined the Congress. So far, Congress has been one of that party where leaders are looking for an opportunity and they're jumping their ship from the different political parties.
Well, at the same time, Mohammed, right now, the actual scenario seems to be other parties trying to keep their flock together when it comes to the BJP trying to poach their parties. When you look at Karnataka, it's been some 37, 38 odd MLAs that DK Shivakumar alone has been able to bring back. But you're there on the ground, you've been witnessing campaigning from both the sides. In terms of support, is there any way that you can compare the kind of voices and the sloganeering? Is there a crescendo that is higher on one side? Is the BJP more stronger when it comes to campaigning than the Congress, or vice versa?
Well, DK Shivkumar has always come out as a troubleshooter for the Congress. He's always been there whenever the Congress needed it, be it by muscle power or by money power. We've also seen how he demonstrated that in Maharashtra during the reshuffle time. So right now also DK Shivkumar is one of the most powerful leaders over here. That is after Siddaramaya, and he's one of those who's in charge of making sure that the flock stays together. They don't shift jump. And in the meantime, he's also making sure that those people who are unhappy in different parties get an opportunity here if they are likable or if they are winning candidates. So that is one thing that DK Shivkumar is doing, and that is his job as his party has given him. But if it comes to campaigning, there's no stone unturned by both the political parties, be it BJP, Congress, or even the JDS. All the three of them have come out all guns blazing in their campaigning. We've seen how the Congress has started with the Padayatra, and we've also seen how the Prime Minister has visited the state close to 8 times. Though it may be to inaugurate government projects, he's also been seen doing road shows. Uh, so both these political parties are having a high voltage campaign. JDS, on the other hand, too, has had a very high voltage campaign in their Mandya region. We've seen how Deve Gowda, one of the oldest and the tallest leader of Karnataka, was also on the stage, on the ground. He's moving from village to village, speaking to people. So seeing him coming out on the street, even at that age, clearly indicates the fact that it's not going to be an easy win for anybody. Everybody is trying its best to make sure that they get as many seats as possible. So the campaign on in Karnataka is high voltage, and it's going to be even more high voltage as there's one more month left. So it all
Right.
remains to be seen who is going to take the cake after this campaign.
All right. Many thanks, Mohammad Wajula, for joining with us and helping us out with the latest details from the ground. Bhaskar Hegde, editor TV9 Kannada, joins us on the broadcast as well. Bhaskar, what have we learned on this special report that has been put out? 3 BJP ministers, this big mega operation Congress that has now been foiled. DK Shivkumar might be checkmated in this particular, political chess game. But how does this impact the larger, picture?
Correct. It's a very interesting development. What we are seeing now is there are 2 or 3 factors for this. Any politician during the election switching sides for 2 or 3 reasons. Number 1, if the party where he is presently working with, if he thinks that party is not going to come back to power, he may shift the party, number 1. Number 2, if the party, even if it comes back to power, that party may deny a cabinet berth. And the opposition party, if it comes to power, so may give up cabinet berth. So the candidate may strike a deal with the party in opposition to saying that, okay, if you come to power, give me a cabinet berth, then I'll come. Number 2. Number 3, the major subplot in this narrative is the fighting between Siddaramaya and DK Shivkumar. Even though on the face of it, everything is very fine, what Siddaramaya and DK Shivkumar trying to do is basically trying to get more number of tickets to their loyalists. Because once, if that party comes to power, get elected, in the legislative party, the elected legislators should suggest their name. Because if in case elected legislators do not propose or approve Siddaramaya's name or DK's name, then their possibility of becoming chief minister becomes diminished. So this is a very major kind of strategy being adopted by both the leaders to get more number of tickets to their loyalists. Okay. So now what happens if DK Shivkumar realizes that my support base may dwindle if my party comes to get elected. So before that, I have to get more number of tickets to my supporters. What happens if he has to get more number of tickets to his loyalists and they should get elected? One of the strategy is to get more number of tickets to loyalists in the southern part, that is Wakaliga heartland. So these 3 ministers from southern Karnataka, what we are discussing, basically probably fall within this category. We don't know who these 3 are. We are basically kind of guessing. One is K.C. Narayan Gowda, the other is Basavaraju. Vaidhi Basavaraju is basically a loyalist of Siddaramaya. Siddaramaya is also trying very hard to get his loyalists from BJP to come back because 17 people who crossed over to BJP, and because of that, BJP formed government in 2019. Remember, so that 17 out of 17, at least 15 or 16 are very loyal to Siddharamaiah. So
No, but in this
Siddharamaiah
particular case,
also will
Bhaskar,
try to get
in this particular case, is it Siddaramaiah factor playing here, or is it the BJP top brass that was swift and prompt in calling that meeting and pacifying these ministers who were going to jump ship soon? Is it the Siddaramaiah factor or the promptness of the BJP high command?
No, I think it's probably DK Shivkumar might be trying because Siddaramaiah seems to be very busy in picking his second constituency. He is more worried about his future as of now because then comes the second list where they are going to finalize 100 seats or so. So that's why I think Siddaramaiah might be busy with his constituency, and this is basically a game played by DK Shivkumar.
All right. And at the same time, do we have any sort of idea about the kind of reasons why these ministers were planning on jumping ship?
See, Kabir, one of the factors we have to look into is majority of these people are basically, they are not loyal to any kind of ideology. Okay. So the moment a party A comes to power, they don't mind shifting the camp and going to party A to become a part of the government. If party B comes to power, they don't mind dumping party A and going to party B. So if you see the political trajectory of these people, they are all basically turncoats. They don't have any kind of commitment to any kind of ideology. So that's why, but at the same time, we have to give credit to all these people. They're extremely popular in their constituencies. So that's why Congress is trying to woo them. Because
well, if they weren't popular, the BJP wouldn't be holding this particular meet and trying to pacify them in the first place. BJP has got plenty of options. It seems like they've got the right kind of manpower on the ground and financial support as well. But, Varghese, to get a bird's eye view, you've been following the developments in Karnataka quite closely. How are you looking at this particular checkmate situation for DKS?
Well, if you look at this entire thing, I agree with what Bhaskar Hegde was in fact telling, that this seems to be an outcome of a game plan that's going on from the part of DK Shivkumar against Siddaramaiah. Because over here, though from the outset it looks like it's going to benefit Congress, the bigger question is whom it is going to benefit more. Is it going to benefit the Congress or it is going to benefit DKS more? So over here it looks like it was an attempt to have his own benefit first than the party's benefit, though it was done under the party's label. So clearly it looks like there are 3 to 4 games being played at the at the moment. One, you have the elections in which the Congress is pitted against the BJP, and of course the party, DK is like the normal party worker, is trying to ensure that his party comes to power. Now, if his party is going to come to power, of course, the face has been that of Siddaramaiah being the chief minister. So he has to, in fact, ensure that his power equation within the party is not affected, and probably his aspirations are also met. So is he strengthening with his position within the party through this operation is again. So whether we should see it as a Congress operation that was foiled or a DK's operation that is foiled, we have to make that distinction, because who did it, it's going to benefit the most.
Well, absolutely. Bhaskar, do you think it's a case of, is it benefiting the Congress or is it benefiting the Congress loyalists of DK Shivkumar in the party? Is it as simple as that? And, even when we're talking about that, take a look at what DK Shivkumar has already done, some 35 plus, leaders who have joined the Congress party already. What is Siddaramaiah really bringing to the table? Will that become a question later on?
Just to add to your point and what Varghese has mentioned right now, I'll just give you one more additional point. Just the day before, one of the national TV channels have conducted a snap poll in Karnataka. And in that snap poll, Siddaramaiah has emerged as the single largest, icon to become a chief minister of Karnataka with 39% of votes. And next coming second is Basavaraj Bommai with 31% of votes. And third is H.D. Kumaraswamy with 26 or 28. And DK Shivkumar let's see the figure. Siddaramaiah is getting 39% of votes, whereas DK Shivakumar coming fourth got only 3.4% or 3.6% in the rating. So this clearly shows Siddaramaiah is extremely popular. He is, no matter which part of the state you visit, so no doubt. But DK, being PCC president, bit unpopular, might be very harsh to say in these words, but going by that particular poll results, his acceptability or approvable rating is far, far below than what we thought. So that might be one of the reasons I think DK might have adopted this kind of strategy to get more number of people from BJP so that his loyalist camp should get more number of tickets so that he can become CM if in case Congress comes to power, number one. Number two, to reply to your question, whether Siddaramaiah adopting any kind of strategy, as of now, we haven't heard any kind of strategy adopted by Siddaramaiah to get MLAs or ministers from other side, number one. Number two, fighting, of course, internally he's fighting very hard, fighting tooth and nail to get tickets to his loyalists within the Congress, not from outside.
Right. Now, I mean, it's funny from where I'm looking at it because the CM fight between DKS and Siddaramaiah is also not something that is new at this point in time. But the fact that they will, burn that bridge when they get to it, for them to be, having a dispute about who's going to be the chief minister, they'll first have to emerge victorious, wouldn't they?
Well, it's something like, it is politics within politics. And here, clearly, DK is trying to engineer a coup within the Congress. And of course, that's why I said you have the larger fight that the Congress is having with the BJP, and then you have this internal fight in which there are many pawns and bishops and rooks being, in fact, put into place so that one person can emerge victorious. So he's looking at a coup, and with Bhaskar Hegde's statistics that's coming in, saying that, of course, we are looking at a person who's got an approval rating of only 3% compared to his nearest rival who's having 39%, not nearest, like far rival who's having 39%. So that itself shows that DK Shivakumar might be doing something to engineer a coup within the system itself. And probably we are going to see if these are the people who are going to come and they're going to be loyalists and they're going to, in fact, emerge victorious. Of course, he's trying to, in fact, get the numbers within the Congress on his side. That is exactly what he's doing. And probably he's not looking at immediately sitting on the CM's chair. He's probably having a plan of maybe after 2 years or maybe after 3 years. At least for 2 years, remainder of the 2 years, he's probably looking at that possibility as well, where Siddaramaiah could be, in fact, pushed into a national role, if it's a possibility, and then he emerging himself. A lot of this Congress politics seems to echo to politics that have already happened. I mean, if you look at his neighboring state of Kerala, you did find that a person like Siddaramaiah, probably like Karnakaran who was there, was pushed in by the younger lot like Anthony Umanchandi then in the 1990s, and they emerged and Karnakaran went into the backseat. So clearly this kind of power play seems to be happening in Karnataka as well, in the Congress, because Congress is famous no matter whichever state. You don't have a single leader. In Congress, you always have multiple leaders and multiple groups who have their own interests to be put into place. So the question over here is like DK being the younger of the lot of leaders in the play, it looks like he is emerging more victorious when it comes to his ability to garner his group together. So clearly this seems to be a DK operation that has been foiled at the moment. But I'm saying again, it is at the moment. We don't know what could happen in next 1 or 2 years, because we have seen, as Bhaskar Hegde pointed out, that there are MLAs who are extremely popular within their constituencies, but not loyal to ideologies. For them, shifting between two ideologies that are 180 degrees apart from each other is very easy for them to pledge their loyalties to it. So we have seen it happening always in Karnataka. So it is a possibility. So DK could in fact go ahead and get those MLAs later also. We don't know how.
So even as DK Shivakumar is, trying to engineer this coup within the Congress party, and if we keep that particular tussle aside about whether this crack is going to widen into a full-blown rift between the two tall leaders, even in a post-poll scenario, Bhaskar, take a look at what the BJP is now having to do. It seems like the tables have turned. You've got the BJP. Earlier, you had the other parties, the opposition parties, trying to, keep their flock together, trying to pacify their leaders to remain in the party. But this time around, the BJP is now, is having to act quickly, call a particular meeting, speak to these leaders who, they get a whiff of somebody leaving to the other side. They quickly try and keep their flock together. This particular narrative, this perception that the BJP is now having to come out and keep its flock together, is that going to impact the the voter turnout, the vote share in the upcoming elections?
Kapil, I don't think it may be linked to voter turnout or impact. I mean, the voter priority, number one. As far as BJP's, the strategy of keeping, attempting to keep flock together, it looks like a karma coming back to haunt together. Because see, what happens if you see BJP in Karnataka, even in 2008 or 2018, BJP has basically done a kind of operation lotus, got people from outside, and they promised them the ministerial cabinet berth, and as a result, they resigned from the party, resigned from the legislature, and then they joined BJP, and BJP got majority, and they formed government, both in 2008 and 2018, 2019. So it's quite natural that all those turncoats are willing to jump the ship. They, no matter which party, whatever, they want power. Okay. So in this case, these people are with BJP today, and BJP may be very strong, very coherent, everything at the national level, but at the state level, because of the caste politics and the popularity of these leaders at their constituencies, no matter which party they contest from, they will win. They are so confident. So that's why they want to bet. They want to join the party which comes to power. So that's why I think this kind of phenomena is happening in Karnataka. So it is a matter of kind of concern for BJP. So they have to first sort it out, and before announcing the first list, because what happens if you announce a list and that minister joins Congress party tomorrow, it's a bigger embarrassment for BJP. So that possibility also can't be ruled out.
So, Bhaskar,
but,
I just want
yes,
to
of course.
add a little point to this. Is it that this 2028 people that we are talking about, we have seen how in Karnataka's politics, they seem to be the common factor who keeps switching their alliances often. They are actually the people who are driving the instability in Karnataka politics. We are talking about, a lot of governments falling because of this inherent instability from these legislators who have no party loyalties but are only popular in their constituencies. So this 2028 MLAs that we are talking about, they seem to be driving this instability factor in Karnataka's politics.
No, Varghese, I think I would like to look at this particular issue from a different point of view. See, what happens in Karnataka, the third party, Janata Dal, if it gets a kind of a larger vote share in South Karnataka, then correspondingly the Congress vote share will come down. As a result, when the Congress vote share comes down, the Congress may not able to reach the 113, that is the magic figure, number one. The same with BJP. BJP inherently very weak in southern part. So therefore, it can't form the government. I mean, it can't win more number of seats. So as a result, it has to poach MLAs from both Janata Dal and Congress. So these MLAs, as you rightly said, they themselves are not creating a kind of instability. It is a kind of people's choice, basically a fractured verdict because of one third party, which is basically kind of caste as well as a linguistic identity. They are keeping that on the sleeve. They are trying to get more number of votes and throwing spanners into the wheels of Congress or BJP.
Well, absolutely. Bhaskar Hegde, it's always a pleasure speaking to you. Many thanks for joining with us and helping us out with those insightful inputs. Meanwhile, Varghese, we'll have to wait and watch because Bhaskar did have a point. The list is still not out. We were expecting the BJP list in the first week of April. Now that has been pushed. The sources are telling us that that's been pushed to the second week of April because, well, the BJP does not want embarrassment on their hands. They'll put the name on the list and that particular leader then jumps ship. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things will pan out. But this political chess game, it seems like DKS has been checkmated. Will the rift between DKS and Siddaramaiah really blow apart? Well, we'll have to find out. We're slipping into a quick break here. News content continues on the other side. Keep watching News 9 Live.